start the recording, little box pops up on your screen.
Oh,
You
yeah.
need to click the word "got it," and then I'll mute,
Okay.
and we'll get going. So sitting at front edge of chair so that the buttock bones are plugged in down through the earth. We got two sits bones going down into the chair going down into the earth. These two legs are kind of helping us up, kind of like a tripod. 1, 2, and the chair being 3. But we can get this feeling of pelvis, spinal column, shoulders, neck, head, central pillar, known as Zhongjang, central upright. So just sitting at the front edge, you may notice slouchiness. You might notice holding on to the shoulders really tightly to try to keep you up. So what we want to do is get the pelvis to kind of tip a little bit forward so the low back comes sort of in a little bit, this lower back. And then shoulders, we want to release wherever we're grabbing. So let go, and the hands and arms should be very loose and very noodly. And then they rest comfortably on the thighs. The other piece to that is chin slightly down, base of skull up, opening the base of skull, back of neck. And then we work on our breathing. So first, create central pillar. Soften where you can soften. Breathe in through the nose. Out through the mouth. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Now we go into our first set of joint mobilization movements. Slide the hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, chest up, chin up, arch. And then slide hands forward, past the knees, straight arms, hollow the chest, shoulder blades spread apart, drop the head. And then slide hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, arching, looking up. And sliding hands forward, chest hollows back, drop the head. Continue. We're getting movement through all the moving parts. A lot of times the body is stuck just at some point along this range of movement and along the various ranges of movement of all the body parts. And so the goal of our joint mobilization is to take all the parts through their entire range of motion so as to clean out wherever there's stuck glue and rigidity. And then find your way back to neutral. And so you might sense there's a little change through the system when you come back to this upright seated posture. Usually it can feel like there's a little more space on the inside because we've moved and opened and closed and pumped blood and chi and life force and awareness through these areas. And so we get to experience a little more space on the inside, whereas initially we're sort of collapsed, compressed, and tight, right? So we've loosened up one direction of movement. Now, left hand forward past the knee, right hand and elbow back, turn the shoulders, turn the head, twist, and then switch. Turn, twist, and switch. Turn, twist, turn, light twist. And so we're just moving the movable parts through the transverse plane or rotational plane. With Tai Chi, Qigong work, Taoist movement work, we want to emphasize staying soft, staying loose, keeping that softness throughout the whole range. And then back to center, arms hang. Now change the weight to your right buttock, soft, lean, tilt, left wrist floats up, left foot empty, and then change. Left hand reaching down, right wrist floating up, right foot floating, change. Lean. Change. Now we're moving through the lateral or coronal plane. Again, the emphasis here is on release, soft. Then we're back to neutral. Now, shrug, shoulders up, shoulder blades sliding up, slide those shoulder blades down, loose arms. Shrug up, squeeze, slide down, release. Again, shrug up, melt down, up. Now we do these shoulder blade circles. So the shoulder blades are back here. So they spread apart, up, come together, down, under. They spread apart and come up, over top and close and slide down. So as you do that with the shoulder blades, the front body, as the shoulder blades spread, the chest has to hollow back a little. Then we lift up, and then as the shoulder blades go back towards each other, the chest has to lift forward and slide down and under and forward and up, over top, back, then under, forward and up, top. Let's do two more. Now reverse, go back, up, over top, forward, down, back, up, over top, down, back, up, over, down. Two more, back, up, over, under, back, and release. Now, bring your legs together. Lean a little bit forward at the hips. Bring your arms out in front. Notice I'm not lifting my arms up. They're forward. Backs of hands touching. Now stay long through the arms as you go out. Lean a little bit back from the hips and then come in close to the side. And then lean a little forward. Bring the arms forward. Backs of hands touch. Sweep out and around behind. Together. Open. Together. Now lift. Open. Down. Under. Forward and up. Open. Down. Under. Forward and up. together, forward and up, and keep coming up. Open, down, under, together, forward, up, over, behind slightly, down, under, forward and up. And reverse, back to level one. We go back a little, out, around, front, back, out, around, front, back. Now open, lift, close, open, lift, close. Now open, lift, come up and over. Then under. Open and lift and come up and over. Down. Open, lift, up and over. Last one. And sit vertical. Bend the elbow. Elbows down, out, up, down. Around in front, squeeze. Down. Out and up. Down. Round in front, squeeze. Down. One more. And elbows back, behind. Elbows down, forward, up. Forward, down, back. Down, forward, up. Forward, down, back. Down, forward, up. And then elbows down, elbows out. One hand high, one low. Cross this low hand under the elbow and then hug around your own torso. Here, so squeeze. And then open. And then the other one above, other below. Cross, wrap, hug. Open. Cross. Open. Cross. Open. And elbows down, arms out in front. Turn palms down, up. Down, up. So just the forearm. Rotate, rotate. Down, down, up. And then palms up. We go hands apart, elbows stay in, hands go out. This forces us to open this space here and unfold and open and externally rotate. Now bring your hands back in shoulder distance. Now elbows out and around towards the front. Elbows around towards the front. The chest hollows, back opens. Then elbows come from this around in front position to in towards the side. So that's at the shoulder, right? Close, and then the hands go out. This forces this unfold, open, external rotation, and then folding, closing, internal rotation. Remember, it's key that the elbows keep moving forward. That's where it, again, forces us to move that shoulder joint internally rotation, in the internal rotation direction. So now let's see if you can get that to flow a little bit. There's just a natural spinal movement, torso movement induced. Now from here, step wide apart. Let's go left hand up, over the rainbow, all the way across. The body has to kind of lean and turn a little bit, and we come down. And then reverse, up, all the way back to here. And then up, all the way over. The body has to lean and turn. This little, the right groin area has to open up a little bit. And then reverse. Up and over. And over. Closing to the left. Opening from the left. Close. Right. Over. Now, both up, cross, one wrist above the other, turn the palms down, arms fall between the legs and separate. Folded, closed, internally rotated. Now, cross, lift, this is us unfolding, and then this is opening, and the arms become externally rotated. And then we come up, over, so now we're closing, internally rotating, folding, and then just dropping those, letting them hang very loose. Cross. Opening, unfolding, externally rotating. Folding, closing, internally. Again. Opening. Bring the arms, shoulder distance, legs in. Now, wrists. So first, wrist over and under with no hand position change. So just do a few where the hand stays pretty much open and long. And then once you got that, then add this gather. So as you fold, gather, and that helps to open up all these little carpal spaces, arthritic spaces. Circle under and then out and fully extend, and then turn, fold, gather the fingers, circle, come out. Circle. Reverse, under, over, turn, under, over, turn. And release. Now, spread, gather. So what we're adding to this is as you spread, rotate under. And as you gather, turn back over. Spread, come under, over, under, over, under, okay. Then we're doing spread, clasp into a fist. So we're adding to that this sigh or this plucking. So take a decently wide stance and turn a little bit to this corner here and lean and reach. Now, at the full extension of that reach, soft clasp into this little tiger claw fist, and then pluck, pull, and then relax and do it again. Reach up and out, clasp, draw back. Now, what we add here is internally rotated arms as we're reaching out, right? So the thumbs are turned in. There's this shape. Out, and then clasp as you turn the arms and draw. And then lift, elbows are flared out, reach, clasp, and pull. Release, reach, 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 clasp, and pull. Let's do it to this corner now. Relax, lean, reach, clasp, pull, relax, reach, clasp, and pull, reach, pull. One more. Now, scoot back on your chair so that you're very sturdy. We'll go right knee up, right heel pulled in, and then push the leg away. Reload and set the foot down. Load, push, reload, down. Load, push, reload, down. Load, push, reload, down. And foot and ankle, straighten the leg, point foot, flex foot. Point and flex. Invert, tilt, evert, tilt, 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 tilt. And circle. And reverse circle. Switch feet, point and flex. Invert, tilt, evert, tilt. Circle. And reverse circle. And yeah. Scoot forward on your chair all the way to that front edge. And step your feet a little wider than hip distance. Lift the toes off the floor, the heels stay down, turning at the hip joint, knees in, toes in, internal rotation. And then lift the toes open, knees open, toes open, hips open. And then in, out. Internal, external. Again, internal rotation. External rotation. Internal, external. Internal, external. Back to neutral. Now, instead of the toes being the moving part, now the toes stay down, the heels come in, knees go out, heels go out, knees come in. Heels in, knees out, heels out, knees in. So we're moving from this thigh, hip socket, pelvis relationship. freedom of movement, freedom of rotation. And then back to neutral. Bring the legs back to about hip distance. Now the legs stay stable, but the pelvis fold in. And then sit vertical. And then from the hips, lean. And from the hips, fold. Do that a couple of times. Lean. Now, wide leg and hands on thighs. Now, turn the hands so the fingers are in, the elbows are out. Fold at the hips, between the legs, torso between the elbows. Drop the head lightly. And then sit vertical. Arms turn to neutral. And then tip back from the hips. And then sit vertical. And then turn, elbows flare out. Bowing. And sitting up. Arms turn to neutral, leaning back. Again. Fold. Up. Leaning back. Up. Fold. Up. Leaning back. Now we do our dragon stirs the sea. So lean slightly back, lean to your right, and fold. As you fold to your right, it's like you're putting your chest towards your right knee, elbows flare out, and then sweep across. And stay to the left as you come up and lean back, away from the computer screen, around. And all the movement's got to come from the hips. So we're bowing, moving across, staying to the left and leaning back, around. Again, back, sweep, and reverse. Go left, down, sweep, up, around, back, sweep across. And then settle to the middle. Bring your legs back, hip distance, settle here. Now hang the arms off the side, float them out to the side like wings, turn your arms palms up, and then reach the rest of the way. Now as you reach up, let the chest lift, chin lift, and look up a bit towards the sky. Now reach your right hand higher than the left hand, like there's something just out of reach. Get that extra inch or so, and then soften that effort. And then reach your left hand like there's something just out of reach, and then soften that. And again, right arm, reach, and soften. Reach, left arm, soften. We'll do 2 more each arm. And then both arms up, reach, and then arms out. And then 1 more from our seated position here. Arms at shoulder distance, go forward. Palms face each other. Stay long through the tips of the fingers. Keep reaching long, like there's something, again, just out of reach. Keep the palms facing each other, and then go up and let this become a bit of a back bend. So now your upper back, you want to kind of arch, look up, reach up. And then forward with the arms, down. Let them just come down alongside you. We're going to do that one more time. So we're going from a vertical spine to a slightly back-bended position. Forward. Stay long, really reaching through those fingers as you keep going up, and then arch, lift the heart, lift the little back bend. And then forward. All right. Now, take just a final moment here. Do nothing. So all the different movements we've done now for about a half hour, right? All seated exercises, legs, arms. We've moved wrists, ankles, toes, fingers, everything. Then we just want to let everything settle, but we don't want to lose that flow that we just induced. So if we hold on to our body, it's kind of like we're cinching off the hoses and tubes. But when we learn to soften and just kind of release that general clench, then everything dilates and there's just a natural fluidity going through all the different channels, spiraling up, spiraling down. Just want to allow for that soft, open, spacious quality. And then keep that as we stand up and sit down. So you're going to slide your feet back a little bit. So often when we're sitting, we have our feet maybe out in front of the knees. When it's time to stand up, bring the feet under a little. And then from the hips, we fold. So we're not even thinking up. We're just pouring the weight out of the chair down to the floor. So now my butt isn't on the chair anymore, but I haven't stood up yet. So that's the move that's so important. Go ahead and sit back down and sit back to here. So let's just do that portion of the standing up that isn't up at all. It's actually pouring down to get out of the chair. So get to this point where your butt's not on the chair and then sit back onto the chair. Okay? Now we're going to take that one step further, but we still got to fold and get to that place where we're out of the chair, and then standing up just becomes very easy. There's no force required. There's no oomph required. And then to sit down, first things first, the butt has to go behind the ankles, but the shoulders, arms, head have to go in front of the ankles. So let's do just that portion a couple of times. From standing vertical to hips hinge back, arms and shoulders hang forward. And then again, vertical. So this is the finishing of standing up and the start of sitting down. One more time. So it's usually these moments that are forgotten or not known that get people in trouble, because they think sit down and they just kind of rush to sit down, or to stand up, they try to force to stand up. So now as you sit down, remember this first maneuver is the most important, and then you can just sing. And you find the chair with your butt cheeks, and then sit back. Let's do that a few times now with all four of those moments intact of pour out of the chair, that's 1. Rise up and finish, that's 2. Start the process of getting ready to sit down, 3. Sink all the way down until your butt finds the chair, 4. Here. Okay, a couple more. Connecting the dots, get to each of those points along the spectrum of standing up and sitting down, and then eventually you can just blend them so they're smooth. And notice that you don't have to apply constricted tension-based strength known as Li tension. We can be sung, soft, supple, loose, relaxed, and still execute movement. Now, don't sit in your chair squat. So the same thing, butt goes back, sink the butt, dangle the arm super loose down, touch the floor, and then come back to standing vertical. Let's do it again. Hips, sink, rise, stand, hold, sink, rise, stand. One more, hold and sink, rise, stand. Now stay standing, stay loose as you tip to your toes, right? So notice I'm just tipping to the toe. Back to the middle between the toes and heels. And then a little bit towards the heels. This is where it can get dangerous, right? Like you notice that. So what's key is don't go back to your heels from up here. It's from here, from the belly. So notice when I go back to my heels, it's more from here, and my head and shoulders actually kind of stay forward. So the body makes this sort of C shape. And then when I go forward, yeah, there's some room to lean. That's because there's like a cantilever of the foot out in front of the ankle. Lean. But there isn't that back behind, so we have to be a little more careful. So now we're rocking and rock. And we add to that, as you rock forward, swing the arms forward. Rock back, swing the arms softly behind you. Forward, back. Try to make it all soft, all relaxed. Back. Forward. Now, as you rock back, stay a little bit back in your heels, open, lift. So this is a connect the dot spot here, where we're a little bit in the heels, we're open, we're unfolded, we're floating. Then we want to rock to the toes and sweep around out in front. So if I turn sideways, you can see I'm in my toes, I'm leaning a little forward, I'm reaching out here. Then rock back to your heels, bring your hands as if you're bringing something in the mouth. So now you're in your heels, and then rock to the center of the feet, and your hands come to this hands at the belly position. It's known as middle embrace. And then from here, it's a Tai Chi squat. The hips go back a little bit. You sit the butt just like we were practicing, and by the time you finish the sit, your bent elbows go to completely straight and long. And then stand vertical, arms hanging super duper loose and relaxed. Get back to this position here. From here, rock a little to the heels and open and lift. So this is position 1. Position 2, rock to your toes, sweep the hands around and reach way out in front. Position 3, rock back to your heels, bend the elbows, bring the hands in the mouth. Bring them back, so it's this in gesture. Okay? Then rock to the middle of your feet. So you kind of settle to the middle of your feet and your hands settle right down to the belly. And then butt back, sink all the way through and let the arms release. And we're back to standing, vertical. Just push through the earth. And each time you come up to standing, ideally as you're doing this more and more, you come up sort of like you've sloughed off a layer of tension. And then rock back, open, lift. Rock forward, wrap around, close. Rock back, hands come in. Rock middle, hands settle to middle. Hips hinge back. Sink the butt. Stand back vertical. We'll do just one more. Open, lift, close, hands come in the upper. Rock middle, hands settle to the middle. Hips in. Sink. And then we shogun or close that little moment in class. So that's wings, palms roll up, we fold over top, settle the belly, turn the hands to face the belly. This is middle embrace. Hands cross and come down. Now we do a couple of qigong exercises. Change your weight to your left leg. Right leg should empty a bit. And then change your weight to your right leg. Left leg should empty a bit. So the belly button represents kind of this middle pivot. The two groin areas are important. They're areas that should be able to move, open, and close. And also, this area needs to be able to change and change, change and change, right? The belly, the groin areas, they call the quad, and the lower back, so that I'm changing leg to leg, but notice what I'm not doing. I'm not doing this, right? And this is where we kind of start. We're kind of a little bit frozen, a little bit stuck. And so we're going, okay, I'm doing it. But each round, really keep in mind this idea of soft, loose, kind of springy legs. Let the knee bend a little bit. Let there be a sinking quality as this empties, and then change. Let there be movement that's induced in the belly, low back, groin area. And then we add to this, whichever leg you're going into, reach further with that hand. The other hand, almost like you're drawing an archer's bow up, and then switch. And then switch. 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 Try to, over round after round, try to get it to start to feel silky, smooth. And Miguel, you're doing pretty good, except one thing. When your hand is up, don't let this arm just hang limp. Reach, like you're trying to touch something just out of reach. And then switch. So this hand that's coming down, it's reaching for something just out of reach down at the bottom. And then reach. And then reaching with the hand that's down low. It's called left-right yin-yang. Both hands come down. Now, bring arms towards each other. This is called opening heaven, closing earth. So cross your right arm on the outside. So this is my right arm. It's on the outside. Your right arm should look like this. So cross, lift, open, down. Cross, lift, open. So now, again, this is I'm not gonna look like a mirror now. As you cross, right arm on the outside, go into your left leg. So that'll be your leg on this side. Go into your left leg. So if I turn this way, now it will look the same. Left leg. Then lift the arms up. Now as you open, go into your right leg. Arms come down. Go into your left leg. Cross. Lift. Go into your right leg. Then left leg. Lift. Right leg. Then left. Lift. Now keep doing that. Keep doing it. Go into your left leg. Lift. So when you go into your right leg, your hand should open out. and then down. And then cross, lift, oh, down, cross, lift, oh. Down. Now we reverse, open, bring them together, fold, down through the middle. Open, over the top, fold, open, long, spacious, close, open, over top, one more. Boom. So that's a couple of Qigong maneuvers of many. There are many, many movements that sort of focus on one particular section of the body or one particular pathway. Now let's do a little Tai Chi. Rising hand. So your arms hanging loose. On the way up, wrists stay relaxed. Then there's a little chain. Smooth, polished movement. Remember this idea that the soft, relaxed body without any tension in it, without any grip, can move quite well. Now scoop hands in front and open. Change. Down. Crane opens its wings. Embracing the moon. Wings. Turn right palm up as it comes over. Left hand sweeps under. One is low, one is high. They come towards each other. Away from each other. Around. One above, one below. Towards. Away. Make sure that right hand gets low and then around, long, long. And then left under, right over, towards, away, around. One more. And both hands down. Scoop pull elbows back a little, turn palms forward. So we brought the hands up and to this position. Push. Turn the hands. Draw. Turn the hands. Push. Turn the hands. Draw. Turn and push. All the way and draw. Push. Draw. Turn left hand. Push. Now, turn left hand to face the body, turn right hand ready to push. One push, one draw. Turn the hands. One push, one draw. Turn. One push, one draw. Push, one draw. And both hands back. Both hands down. Now, change your weight to your right leg. Staying in your right leg, turn from this middle pivot, turn a little, and sweep the hands across. It's called the bear washes paws in the stream. And then turn your hands, and we go changing the weight to the left leg, turn from your middle pivot, brush knee, sweep the leg, and then the hands turn around and they're ready to go the other way. So it's not hands going back and forth like this. There's more specificity there. It's turned so that it's brush knee, sweep leg, and then the hands turn and turn so that it's brush, sweep, turn. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. And shift, turn, brush, knee, sweep. Shift, turn, brush, knee, sweep. Now, swirl the stream. The hand that sweeps the lake now becomes a big round sweep, but then it comes in close and it's ready to brush knee, very close to the body, as the other hand goes far away. Comes in close. Far away. Just remember, all these movements are designed to be executed in the state of soft, loose, relaxed, liquid. The whole practice is done in this liquid state. Now, that swirl hand comes up around chest height, the bear swats the jumping fish. And brush knee, swat the fish. The hand falls down into the water. The other arm raises. Brush knee, swat fish. They change. Brush, swat. And then the high jumping fish. So now your bear paw goes up over top and then down into the water. And then as that one hand brushes knee, the other hand comes up, over, down, under. Up, over, down. Now, wing, roll, fold. So your right hand is still here. Left hand is now loaded, just like when we were doing push. This is loaded. And then we shift into that right leg, turn, and then express. Rush knee, down low, push up high, then they change. Left hand in water, right elbow fold, and then it's shift and turn and brush knee low, push high, and change. Right hand in water, left elbow bends, shifting, turning, brushing, push, and through. Hold. Shift and turn and brush, push, through. Hold. Change leg, turn from middle pivot, and then let the hands float. Shift, turn, brush, push. And then our last Tai Chi movement here. Pause when we're on this side. Now this push hand becomes the cloud hand by lifting the elbow up and turning this way. So this becomes like a shield. So see how much space is here. I'm not in close like this. It's out in front. And the back of the hand faces forward. Back of the hand faces forward. Now, this is the cloud. This is the lake. Shift, turn, cloud. Make sure the lake is down low. Keep that left hand down low. Sweep the lake. And then the lake vapors and rises up to become a cloud as the cloud rains down, fills up the lake. And then it's shift, turn, cloud, lake. And then we've got vapor, rain. Shift, turn, cloud, lake, vapor, rain. Shift and turn, cloud, lake, vapor, rain. Change leg, turning from our middle pivot and letting there be this buoyancy, this floating, this soft precision. So that's the interesting thing with Tai Chi, is that it's quite precise, but it's as soft and loose as could possibly be soft and loose. But usually we think of soft and loose as not precise. But there's absolute precision in this. Everything is just right through the natural path. Less force needed so that everything just moves just naturally like a river. And now drop that high hand, wash, pause, as this sort of slowing down, settling back. And then let's do 3 of those sink, chi, wash, organs, that big movement. So you rock back to your heels a little, open, lift. Rock to your toes, sweeping arms around, wrap it, gather. Rock to the heels, the hands come in. Rock to the middle of your feet, your hands settle to the middle. Hips hinge, fold. Rock back. Lift. Rock forward. Low. Rock back. Bring it in. Rock middle. Settle to the middle. Hips hinge back. Sink. One more time. Open. Lift. Close. Gather in the upper. Guide to the middle. Final hinge. Soft. Closing shogun, wing, roll, pull, settle, settle, settle. In this settle position, notice loose, soft. Hands are pointing somewhat as if in the belly button. The center of the palm pointing, so not like our fingers pointing, but this. And then we seal the practice, one hand over the navel, other hand over that hand. And then Taoist bow. Thank you so much, everybody. If there are any questions, feel free to